Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something you probably don't think about, a high-stakes geopolitical battle that's being fought with garbage trucks. And believe it or not, we're also going to look at the pretty amazing tech solution designed to handle all that risk. So let's start with the first big threat hanging over the border. We're talking about a potential 35% tariff on the service of waste disposal. And this is made possible by something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IIEPA. Now, this isn't just some small tax, it's basically a policy weapon that could make the whole business of exporting trash financially impossible. Just boom, done. And if you thought that was bad, well, it gets worse. On top of that, there's a crippling 40% transshipment penalty. That puts every single truckload at risk. Now, this penalty, it was really designed to stop people from evading tariffs on other goods, but, municipal waste gets caught right in the crossfire. So how did we even get here? Let's break down how this whole waste war got started. Okay, so we're talking about a tech solution, but to really get it, you first have to understand the sheer scale of the problem. We're looking at a situation that has literally turned everyday trash into a geopolitical weapon. Yeah, this is not some small side hustle. We are talking about a massive one-way river of garbage. It's basically the critical pressure release valve for an entire province's waste management system. And almost all of it all flows to one state. And the reason why is pretty simple, actually. Okay, look at this. This is what's so interesting, the pure economic incentive at play here. Michigan's state tipping fee is, get this, 36 cents. 36 cents per ton. I mean, that is just absurdly low. It's so cheap that it's actually more profitable for companies to truck their garbage hundreds of kilometers away than it is to just, dump it at home. So you might be wondering, how does all this trash get past that huge 35% tariff wall we were just talking about? Well, there's a loophole. A really powerful legal shield right inside the USMCA trade deal. It comes down to a specific classification that treats Canadian trash just like any other Canadian-made product. And poof, it gets a free pass. And this right here, this just perfectly illustrates the new reality we're in. Because of that legal classification, municipal waste has been turned into a high-stakes bargaining chip. I mean, it's a line item in trade negotiations now, subject to the exact same pressures as things like steel or lumber. Crazy, right? Okay, so let's see how this pressure really starts to build. Because while you have this big external threat looming, there's also a domestic crisis that's about to hit a breaking point. And the clock is absolutely ticking. In 2026, there's a mandatory review of the entire trade deal, and that review could just revoke that special status for waste. It would effectively slam the borders shut. And if that happens, well, Ontario's landfill capacity cliff, the point where they run out of space, it jumps forward from 2037 all the way to 2034. That accelerates the whole crisis by 3 full years. And as if that's not enough, at the exact same time, a huge wave of new domestic environmental regulations is hitting. We're seeing big changes to recycling programs that are creating massive new costs and huge service gaps. You've got thousands of Ontario businesses just stranded. It is quite literally a perfect storm. So you've got pressure mounting from every possible side. How do you escape a trap like this? Well, the answer isn't about desperately trying to find new places to dump the waste. No, it's about refining it with technology. And that brings us to the core concept here, the digital refinery. Now, when you hear refinery, you probably think of a big physical building with smokestacks, right? Nope. This is an intelligent, full-stack software system, and it's designed to do one thing: take the complete chaos of, say, a construction site dumpster and transform it all into clean, verifiable order. So how does it work? Well, it operates through 5 distinct software layers. Think of it like a digital assembly line that manages the entire life cycle of the material. I mean, we're talking about everything from an AI on a phone that can make a critical decision in under 2 seconds to a logistics brain that handles all the routing, all the way to an automated compliance engine that can literally cite legal text. It's the whole shebang. And this is the crucial point. This is the big aha moment. It's a total shift in thinking. The old way, you saw wood waste as a physical liability, something you had to pay to get rid of. The new model sees it as a verifiable asset. So the goal isn't just disposal anymore. The goal is active monetization. Right, and this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the system delivers real, tangible ROI. It literally turns what used to be a major cost center into a brand new source of revenue. And, frankly, a huge competitive advantage. Okay, first, let's just talk about saving money. Cost avoidance. With these new regulations coming down the pipe, businesses are looking at a projected $60 per ton levy. This is part of something called the Circular Innovation and Research Centers Framework, the CIRC levy. And you get hit with that for any unverified waste you send for disposal. But with the Digital Refinery's AI-verified diversion, that levy, it goes to zero. Poof, gone. All of a sudden, compliance isn't a cost center anymore. It becomes a really powerful way to slash your disposal fees. But hey, it's not just about saving money, which is great. The system actually creates brand new value. Here's how. By proving that wood waste was diverted from a landfill, it can generate what are called carbon dioxide removal certificates. You're basically turning captured carbon into a tradable, verifiable green asset. And that's it right there. That's the game changer. This model completely flips the financial script for waste on its head. You go from paying a penalty to actually generating new revenue from the exact same material. It's a total reversal. So, if there's one thing you should take away from all this, it's this. The solution to a massive physical problem, even a geopolitical crisis, is ultimately about data. Think about it. By digitizing the entire chain of custody, from the mud on a construction site all the way to the final polished compliance report, what was once just anonymous trash, it becomes a high-fidelity data stream. That is a complete and total transformation. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? If this kind of technology can completely reinvent the humble dumpster, turn it into a database and a node in the carbon market, then what other massive industrial problems out there are really just data problems waiting to be solved?